Your life, come see me, yo. I'ma teach you how to build up wealth for your family, not just for yourself. I'm a bestseller, a house flipper, a businesswoman, a go-getter, a big investor, a gold builder that could teach you to get richer like millions, baby. You really about to fill your savings. You about to have multiple streams to pass your children, baby. Let me teach you to get your credit on track in the long run. You'll make it all back at Catalyst and watch it all psychology black-owned firm, but we ain't all black.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Come on in, my friends. It's your girl, Constance Carter. What's happening? What's happening, people? Everybody, welcome. Come on in. It's Monday, and it's the Grow Your Money Club. It's the Grow Your Money podcast. And right now, I'm actually stalling because I'm trying to get my Facebook. I'm trying to get my Facebook to act right because, like I told you, like if you're here regularly with me, on my Facebook, I have to go and unlock it and do all this extra stuff in order for it's just to push out on my Facebook, because I push out on about 8 different platforms. So if you're watching me on, and Facebook is actually lagging right now, but if you're watching me on YouTube, guess what? I'm also on Facebook. And if you're watching me on Facebook, guess what? I'm also on LinkedIn, and I'm not on Instagram today. I keep forgetting to go live on Instagram, y'all. So how was your weekend? I'm still trying to get this Facebook thing together because now it's pausing. What's up? How was your weekend? Put in the comments box what you did this weekend. We all family, and I love to engage with you because, this is a dialogue and not a monologue. And so, I love for you to talk back to me and talk black to me. So tell me, what did you do this weekend? Good people. That's number one. Number two, I like to know where everybody's watching from. And if you're watching me for the first time, I'm playing in my hair because my hair was I just took it out of a ponytail. But I love to know who's watching. And if this is your first time coming on here and joining me, I want to know if this is your first time. So just let me know if this is your first time watching. If it is, y'all, people, everybody in the comments, make sure that you welcome your new sister, your new brother over here. Because it's fun over here. We have a good old time. We have a great time over here at the Grow Your Money Club. So welcome your brothers and your sisters, and thank them. Tell them thank you for joining us today. Hold on. I'm still trying to get this Facebook together. Here we go. Boom. I'm good. All right. And then also, listen, I always try to talk about solutions. We talk about things, all types of things. My thing is we got to practice collective economics. So if you have a business, if you know of a business, a Black-owned business, I want you to put it in the comments. Okay. So make sure you put your Black-owned business in the comments because we want to be able to support each other. There's so much going on in the world. And in order for us to really move forward as a people, because they said that our wealth was going to be a zero in the year 2053. By the way, I don't happen to believe that. Good morning, Sophia. By the way, I don't believe that. I believe that we are resilient. We've done so much. What's up, Anita? We've done so much in this country since the inception, y'all. I just want to let you know we've been resilient. Every time we've taken 2 steps forward, they push us 10 steps backwards. After the emancipation, we built wealth. We had more land. I think we had 15 million acres of land after the Civil War, after Reconstruction, and we only have collectively Black people 2 million acres of land. So it's imperative that we, and then marriage is on the decline, home ownership is on the decline since the 1960s. But you got to remember, every time we've purchased property, every time we've built wealth, they've done certain things. And I actually have some upcoming shows where I'm going to address that because I really need you to understand. People just think that we are in this position because we're here. They think that this stuff has happened by just happenstance because we're lazy or we're just not doing everything we need to do. But we've built communities, strong communities. And I know y'all know about Black Wall Street, but Black Wall Street isn't the only community that we built. We built several communities throughout the country, which we've talked about before on this show. And it was bombed. They were burned down. They were illegally taken from people. They had loopholes. We were promised 40 acres and a mule after emancipation. But guess what? Slave owners were given their land, were given the land that they lost. Have you ever heard of a situation in a war where the people who lost the war actually got rewarded for losing the war? That's what happened. So instead of us getting 40 acres and a mule, they gave the white people who lost their land, they gave them their land back. Not only that, but they gave white people another 40 million acres of land for free in the Homestead Act of 1862. But yet we were still buying, we were still building. And then when we did, they would have loopholes, in their laws to take the land back from us. Yeah, it happened. Or they would illegally steal it, right? Or they would come and say, this is our land now. You'd have, I know people that would say, their grandfather's land was just taken. White people came over and was like, this is mine now. And either you gonna take it but with your life, you gonna give it with your life, or you just gonna hand it over to me, gonna hand the deed over to me. Those types of things have happened. Then you had things called urban renewal, where they would revitalize these Black towns. They will put freeways through them. They will put eminent domain through them, right? So these are things that have happened to African Americans throughout the course of the history of this country. And then they wonder why everything bad were on the top and everything good were on the bottom. This was by design, y'all. This was by design, Black people. So it's important that in order for us to move forward, we got to do it collectively. The same people that are in the White House right now, those are their grandparents who were lynching, maiming, and murdering our people for no reason. Understand that these people, when they say white people ain't thinking about you, trust me, Project 2025 has been in play for over 30 years. They are thinking about you. They're thinking of how they can oppress you. I believe, and I know that they've underestimated us, and I know that we can do better. But the way that we have to do better is we got to stop talking about what we ain't gonna do, what we can't gonna do. Ooh, I got bars. I got bars for days. But we have to stop talking about what we ain't and what we can't, right? And we got to start working together. Be intentional about supporting Black-owned businesses. And so that's why it's so important on here that we recognize people who have businesses, because then we're able to work with each other. We're able to effectuate change. We're able to make an impact. So if there are any Black-owned businesses, we want to shout you out. We want to make sure that you are on. Oh, we want to also send it over to, thank you. Send it over to info. Tiara, my good girlfriend, Tiara, she's creating a Black business school directory with the Fly Nubian Club. And so she's send your Black-owned business over to Tiara info@realvirtual.net as well. And when you do that, make sure you put, the name of your business, how they can contact you, and all of those things. That's extremely important. So even on here, hopefully we have some Black-owned businesses that have put their information on here. Even on here, if you have a Black-owned business, put your Black-owned business. And then we also want you to put where they can contact you, because we want to be able to do business with you. Like, don't just put your business up. We want to be able to contact your business so that we can do business with your business. Okay? The other thing I want you to do is subscribe and follow I Am Constance Carter everywhere. Follow me everywhere. I Am Constance Carter. Okay. So y'all, did you hear about Dr. Umar? Let's get into it. Did you hear about Dr. Umar? Well, you know what? Before we do that, I'm sorry. Let me talk about, no. We're going to get right into it. What's up, Booker? Booker said he feeds about 50 people. I got my desk in order. I was in Philly with my sons. Okay. Oh, so, okay. I asked y'all what y'all doing. Okay. Sophia said she got her desk in order. Neesmith, I was in Philly with my son's AAU basketball tournament. Okay. What's up, Precious Jules from Stockton? This is really his daughter. Yep. We're going to talk about it. So that's what y'all did. That's what y'all did this weekend. Okay. So let me tell you what I did real quick this weekend. I was with my youngest son. I thought I was going to be rolling solo dolo this weekend. My ex-husband decided that he wanted to bring my children to Houston for the week, I think, for spring break, which was yay, right? And so I encouraged all of my kids, go. They had, trepidation, but I said, this might be, the beginning of something great. So y'all go do it. And so, yeah, he sent for them, all but one. So it was a little disheartening that my youngest son didn't go, but he's home with me. And so I had to do something nice for him. I had to, we were supposed to go and hang out. We hung out on Friday night. We went to dinner, and then that was Saturday night. We went to dinner, and then we were going to go to, Baltimore yesterday, because now I gotta spoil him. I gotta buy him some shoes and stuff. But then, as I was doing my content, my phone blanked out. So my phone is black, and so I can't dial out on my phone, and I can't see anything on my phone. So I spent yesterday, because we were supposed to go to Baltimore. We were supposed to go eat. He really wanted to eat anyway. He was just like, I really kind of want to stay home and play the game. So we ended up, I ended up going from store to store to store to try to get my phone fixed. That was so exciting. Not, right? So anyway, let's talk about Dr. Umar. But I also want to talk about a couple of other people too. And let me just tell you, I was extremely disappointed when I saw when I saw this about Dr. Umar. And that's the only thing, when I saw it on the Shade Room or whatever it was, my only response was, that's disappointing. Because I'll give it to you in a minute, Sophie. I'll just distracted. Because he says such poignant things. And I was just really, it was like when I found out Eddie Long was probably messing with them boys. I was like, no, Eddie Long ain't doing it, because I love the way he preaches. It turns out, he was doing. So it's all of these relationship gurus. Dr. Umar, the question really is does this take away from what he says? Is the message still faulty inside what Dr. Umar says? And let me just tell you why I'm so disappointed, because I hear things. Let me show you a video. I hear things like this from Dr. Umar, and it's like, yo, this is good stuff. I mean, he's telling the absolute truth.
And I'm telling you, black men are responsible for her being masculine, because we have not helped her raise them children.
I am
and
not.
when I say help them raise them children, I don't mean you as the stepdad.
No, yeah,
I mean you as an active member in the community. She got masculine because she had to become masculine in order to deal with the rape, the abuse, the domestic violence, the disappointments that men had in her life, and also raising those kids and have to take care of herself all at the same time. The black woman has been the be all in all in our community for half of a century, and now we want to turn around and say because she didn't do it perfectly enough or remain feminine enough when she had to absorb our responsibilities plus her own, that's insensitive and disingenuous.
Now, that right there, right? So I'm like, yes, because it's good shit. So he holds black women accountable. He also holds black men accountable. And he's on this podcast, and they were saying, well, black women is masculine and black women, you have these stupid ass ninjas on these dumb ass podcasts that's always trying to talk about what the black woman ate and what the black woman can't and all that stuff, right? And so they was on there talking about black women and masculine, and they don't this, and he was just basically saying, listen, they had to be masculine. And I've heard him say this on several occasions. And oh, by the way, a few weeks ago, me and Dr. Umar were kind of just chatting via text. And me and Tierra, we have this joke, because when he texts me, he's like, Grand Garvey morning, Empress. So that was, so me and Tierra, we always go back and forth. We always do Grand Garvey morning, Empress. So just the things that he says, I really I felt deep, because I thought the things that he said were so poignant. There are things that needed to be said, right? So you got to hold everybody accountable. You can't just be blaming, because you do have podcasts where you have the black woman blaming the black men for the situations that they're in. And black men have been beat up for the last 30, 40, 50 years for the situations that we're in. And oh, by the way, we didn't get here on our own, right? I talked about, how the welfare system has separated the black man, and how black men were taken out of the home because they wouldn't, number one, give black men jobs. And then you have the whole prison to the preschool to pipeline system that will build more prisons based upon what these black kids do in third grade. So they are intentionally putting our black men in prison. Okay. Then you have after Reconstruction, because the 13th Amendment abolished slavery, except for in the instance of prisons. So they said we can still have slaves, but just not in the traditional sense. We're going to imprison these people and make them slaves. So what do? They started making black codes. They started making up reasons to imprison black people. So if you were homeless, they would imprison you. If you were hanging out in front of a store, they would imprison you and then sentence you to hard labor. And then they would have convict leasing, where they would lease black people out to these wealthy white people, which is basically slavery by another name, right? So you have all of these factors. And the reason why, you have this whole separation of black men and black women over the history of this country. We didn't get here by ourselves. We didn't get here because black men are bad and black women are trifling. We didn't get here by ourselves. And so I want to just erase that narrative of what's been put out there in society of, and then that's broken us up. Because if you go look back to Willie Lynch, the Willie Lynch letters, he said, let's put the old against the young, the light against the dark, the men against the women. And he has succeeded in doing this. And so we've adopted this. And now we have these dumbass podcasts that you have these Black men berating and belittling Black women. And then you have these Black women berating and belittling Black men. This is not the place for that. Okay. So I love how Dr. Umar holds these people to task. He takes Black men and Black women. Listen, ain't no blame. We didn't get here by ourselves. We are generally good people. Black men are generally good men. I love Black men. And oh, by the way, Black women are the most loyalist creatures on this planet, because we won't date outside our race as everybody else does, right? We are loyal to Black men to a fault. We are. 80% of us will not marry outside of our race. I think it's 85% of us. So we are loyal. So even through all of the things that we have to go through, the struggles we go through with Black men, we still stay loyal to Black men. So, let's just cut that narrative out that we are not in alignment, that we don't mess with each other, that we are, that it's this big, great divide between us. I love that. Okay. But then on the other hand, you had his daughter that just came out, and somebody asked, is this Dr. Umar's real daughter?
My biological father is Dr. Umar. He has another daughter. I tried to contact him about, getting to know my sister on my dad's side. I asked him if he knows her or if he has her number. He ignored me and never responded. I'm 22 years old now. My dad has never been to anything important, no graduation, no birthday parties, nothing. He has not been in my life. Again, I'm not making this video to bash him. I'm making this video to state facts, okay? You can't get on Instagram and get on social media and portray to be an activist and talk about how Black kings need to be with Black women, but you're not even in your Black woman's daughter's life. It doesn't make sense. You're being a hypocrite. And it's frustrating because I reached out to you. I shouldn't have had to do that. I'm your daughter. But I'm smart enough and logical enough to know that you would never reach out to me because you don't have my phone number. And I'm pretty sure you wouldn't try to reach out to me because for what? I don't want anything out of you. I want nothing but a conversation. Forget the relationship. I really don't care too much about that at this point. I just wanted a conversation out of you, and you shut me down. You ignored me. Why do I have siblings out there that I don't know about? To the public, you look like this person, but in private, you a whole nother person. And I'm not bashing you. I just don't understand why you're ignoring me. I'm 22 years old and you have yet to be in my life. No graduations, no parties. When I get married, are you going to be at the wedding? Are you going to walk me down the aisle? Yo, I have a stepdad who has been in my life since a little girl. He has been in my life. And I thank God for him because my biological father couldn't even do that, y'all. My biological father is not even on my birth certificate because when my mom had me, he left. And I do have a DNA test. So yes, I can prove that that's my father. I'm just making this video because I want to find my sister. And when I reached out to him about giving me her number or if he even had it, I was ignored.
So that is pretty disheartening. And so, like I said, the only thing my comment was, damn, that's disappointing. Dr. Umar did. So somebody asked if that's his daughter. Dr. Umar did respond. And here's what he said. Good Garvey day. As I don't live in the prison of other people's opinions, I have no interest in discussing nor explaining my private life with any of you, as my 15 years as the most relevant and requested scholar, orator, activist, Pan-Africanist in the world has made it clear to me that the Negro public is only interested in laughs at the expense of others' misery. Neither the coonocracy nor the YouTubian struggle streamer community could care less about the truth of the situation. With that being said, please ask that little girl to stand on business by asking her mother to join in on a three-way conversation about why her father hasn't been present in her life. I have no problem with this conversation being public, but her mother must be present for the conversation. She needs to keep the same energy and bring her mother to the table. I'm sure the truth will be revealed if all three of us are present together. I have absolutely nothing to hide, and I still have all of my family court paperwork in case any lies are told. Trying to use your father's name to build your struggle streamer career is so not cool. And that response was so not cool. It was so not cool. It's like, Negro. So all he did for me is prove what she was saying, because in the video, what she was saying was, I ain't doing this for clout. I reached out to my father. I'm trying to get my sister. Like, she could have came out here a long time ago. The girl's 22. She could have came out a long time ago and said, Dr. Umar's my dad. He's a deadbeat dad. He acknowledged that this is his daughter. And she could have said, yo, you know, she could have came out a long time ago. She said, I just wanted to find my sister. And I reached out to him. He never responded. And then there was another response he said somewhere, which I didn't get a chance to capture, but he was saying, you know, I've reached out to her over the years. She never responded back to me. You know, her mother's a liar. The thing about it is if her mother is a liar, then why does she need to be brought to the table? Because if her mother's a liar, she's going to lie when they in person, right? And plus, this girl is 22 years old. And so why then are you not in her life? So here's the thing. This is my only critique with this, because this is a personal matter. And, you know, it's like, yeah, take us out the group chat. Do we really need to know all this? Yeah, we do. Because if we're listening to this man, you know, the question is, does this remove his credibility? Does this take away, and I'm asking you in the comments, does this take away from Dr. Umar's credibility as, you know, a pro-Black Pan-Africanist who is, you know, has all of these amazing things to say? Here's what I do know. And I was talking to my boy, Dr. Boyce, the other day. We were chopping it up on Saturday. And, you know, Dr. Boyce is who he is. One of the nicest people on earth. I've been around a lot of thought leaders and a lot of your orators, very, very good, strong orators, some of the best speakers in the world. And some of them are full of shit behind the black curtain. They have a gift. And and I'm surprised, and I'm still disappointed in him, because I've seen up close and personal what a lot of these great speakers are really like behind the black curtain. I know, been there, been very close. So a lot of them are full of shit, and a lot of them do just say things in order to, you know, get a response, or they know that they're going to get, you know, lots of clicks. Dr. Umar, you know, on TikTok, they love him. They love him. You know, and it's funny because when the reason why Dr. Umar and I were chatting is because a few years ago, I asked him to be on my show. He was going to be on the show. We just never connected. And then a couple of months ago, we just kind of, you know, DMing, and he said, you know, gave me his number. He said, give me a text. And so I went to my kids and I'm like, Dr. Umar told me to text him. You think I should? And my boys were like, yes, please. We love Dr. Umar. He's great. And I was like, they love him. My kids, my boys especially, they love Dr. Umar. And, you know, because of the, you know, the sound bites, the things he says, they're great, right? And they, you know, he's funny, he's smart, he's witty, he's all of those things. Is he just a good orator? You know, and does he lose credibility as a person of influence because of this right here? And that's the question I'm asking you. Does he lose credibility? No, he can't be accountable for another person's parental alienation. But you got to think about it. Okay, I can get with that. But here's the thing, Pan-African Hannibal. Men have rights too. Men, and let me tell you, when I went through my divorce, I didn't win one hearing, not one. I spent thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars. And here's what I've seen consistently, especially in California, when I talk to Black women. Black women in these systems, in these court systems, and every judge was white. Everybody was white. They were white women. And the way they looked at me and the way they looked at him, he was always given the benefit of the doubt. So when people say that men don't win, or men aren't getting custody, or men can't win in these court systems, actually, in my personal experience, and when it came to the money piece, at least, because he didn't fight for the kids, my ex didn't fight for the kids. So when it came to the money, though, they was like, fuck her and her Black ass, and we're going to take her for everything. And they was looking at me like I was Dr. Dre, like I was sitting on billions. So I do know that if you were willing to fight, when you talk about parental alienation, if you are willing to fight for your children, and you have an attorney and you step up to the plate, men and women have an equal obligation, responsibility, and equal opportunity to win custody over their children, to visit their children. A parent in this day and age, the excuse of parental alienation does not work. Okay. So that is just like, for me, there's no excuse for a person not being in their child's life. There's no such thing as parental alienation. You do what you got to do to fight for your kids. I know a gentleman, and I'm going to have him on a podcast one day. I know a guy out here. He has 2 children. The first one, he was young when he had him. He felt like she alienated him from their child. He didn't know what his rights were as a parent, right? So he just kind of allowed that to happen. That second child he had, he was like, F that, I'm not doing that again. And he fought for that child. And he actually ended up getting full custody. Even though the mom wasn't even a bad mom, he ended up getting full custody for his child because he fought for that child, regardless of what the mom did. Okay. So if you fight for your child, like if you really, really want your child and you really want to have a relationship with your child, nobody can alienate you. Robert Wood said Umar is not a deadbeat. Okay. I don't know him personally. I'm just going by what his daughter said. So you got, you think about that. Pan-African said he can't be held accountable for another person's parental alienation. Parental alienation syndrome is real. Sadly, no one wins. Children suffer the most debilitating mental health problems during and after that time. Okay. All right. And God said, feel free to reach out to me about my case. Judges, even in family law, can be bought. I'll tell you this about my family. Let me tell you my mistake that I made when I was in court. I made the mistake of hiring attorneys that weren't from the area. So I was paying big money. I lost so much money, but my attorneys were not from the area that we were in. They were from another county. And so what happens is when you talk about people being bought, they all friends. They all go to lunch together. They all have, they all have relationships. So you have an attorney from the outside coming in, and then you have this lawyer and this judge. They all know each other. So I'll give you an example. So after everything was done with my divorce, they did a surprise hearing. This is the day before Thanksgiving, when the court systems are closed. Court was closed. They called me up. They said, hey, I moved. They called me up. They said, hey, I want you to call in to this number tomorrow. It was his attorney told me to call into this number tomorrow. I didn't know what it was for. At that point, I was done. So I no longer had an attorney or any representation. So I called into this number the next day. I didn't know. Guess what? It was a full-blown hearing. We were set to close escrow on our house that day, which was the day before Thanksgiving. We have a full-blown hearing on the day that the court is generally closed. You know why? Because his attorney was able to get a favor from the judge. The judge opened up the court for this particular hearing. I'm on the phone, and they have the real estate agent that they hired to get on the stand and testify against me. And I ended up losing about $150,000 more out of the settlement that I was supposed to get from my house because of this relationship with this judge on a surprise hearing that I didn't even know that I was actually dialing into. So when you talk about judges can be bought and these things could happen, I know for a fact, right? So that was my personal experience. I'm calling. This is the day before Thanksgiving. And I'm just like, I'm calling this number, and this is a full hearing. This guy's on the stand, and they're like, and he's testifying against me. And they're like, well, do you want to cross-examine him? And I'm like, I'm just, stuff like this happened all the time. I had no legal representation. That was, yeah. Anyway, that was a tough one. But I know how judges can be bought, and I know how these relationships can work. And I know that there's a lot of corruption in the system. I also know that if you want to fight hard enough for your children, you can. I never shared that publicly, by the way. And a lot of people, actually, I've never shared it privately with a lot of people, by the way, either. But so then going back to these folks who have this loud bullhorn, and they're talking about all these social issues, you got to think about all these other self-help gurus, right? And so do you guys remember Derek Jackson? Derek Jackson was making millions of dollars telling women what to do, telling women, that they should, men are this. And so a lot of men were like pissed off at Derek Jackson. They're like, he was like, don't mess with this kind of man. If he wanted to, he would. You should, narcissists do this. And it turns, well, let's look at this Derek Jackson video, because I just want to remind you to the people who actually remember who Derek Jackson was. The cold thing about it is, I'm gonna let you watch a video, but the cold thing about it is this video happened even after they found out about what he was really doing, and people are still following him.
Inconsistency is toxic. You gotta distance yourself from any man who's here today and gone tomorrow, because sporadic love is just decorated neglect. And I know some girls find that exciting, but grown women find that exhausting. And any relief that you feel when he finally pops back up without an explanation, that's not love, that's trauma bonding. He's literally teaching you to see your peace as some type of privilege that he has full control over, especially when you treat it like a puzzle to solve. Meanwhile, the part where you keep letting them back in is a habit you need to break, because for the right man, your love is gonna feel like home. Stop letting some dusty treat it like a rest stop. Like 1 second, he's all on you, and then the next you gotta send multiple text messages to get a hold of him. Or 1 second, he can't wait to see you again, and then the next, you expecting too much time and you should just know how busy he is. Go ahead and clear your name off of his schedule for good. I actually had a woman tell me one time, Derek, I thought his inconsistency meant that he was battling feelings for me. I said, nah. He just got you battling for basic decency. Being hot and cold is not a zodiac sign. It's a warning sign that you need to stop apologizing for your standards and stand on them. Like, it's nice if he has a good personality and he pays for things.
Yeah. Okay, so this ninja, and this is a actual recent video. It's one of, it has like 400,000 views. People still listening to this nonsense. But do you remember when he had his daughter coming? I mean, not his daughter, his wife coming on the show with her bonnet on, and it just went. I mean, they did a live with her bonnet, and she was defending him, and then she cursed everybody who spoke out against her marriage. But then here's what she said.
To my knowledge, this is how many women I've slept with. Okay, so part of the recovery process where we were in the program for infidelity and all that is discovery. And in discovery, it's like we've trickled out a lot of information. Now it's time to go to level 0, ground zero, they call it. And so he had to make a list. And so he made a list of women, so everything that he could recollect, and there was nearly 100 women on there.
This is the same man that was just talking about hot and cold and all that, right? So, again, I was talking to Boyce on Saturday, and he was just like, I knew that Negro wasn't doing nothing, because, what they do is he's like, he's young, they're catering to women and then women's vulnerability, and they know what women want to hear. And they use this to get sex. They use this kind of talk to get sex from women. So then here recently, so that was a couple of years ago. Let me give you one more. I don't know if you guys know Ace Metaphor. He actually used to be with Derek Jackson. Now he has tonight's conversation. They go across the country. He said some really great things too. And I'm like, yo, this king is speaking. He's like,
I'm getting sick of men saying that. I want a woman to be my peace. No, the you don't. You want a woman that won't question you when you bring in chaos in her life, talking about be my peace. How you want her to be your peace when all you doing is bringing nightmares in her life? And every time she speaks up, you say she's disturbing your peace. Of course she is. Nigga, you cheating. You ain't available. You don't validate her. When you say you want a woman to be your peace, you mean you want a woman that don't speak up for herself, that don't call you out on your motherfucking bullshit. If you not doing bullshit, shit is peaceful. You don't even have to say be my peace when you are bringing peace. What peaceful ass nigga has ever had to say be my peace? The chaotic men, the disrespectful men, cheating men, the men that got fucking problems, the men that want to have their cake and eat it too, those are the men that scream, I want a woman to be my peace.
Women, right? He got hella views. He got people coming to his tonight's conversation. They're a traveling podcast. They're making millions of dollars. And then one of the ladies comes out, Keita Rose, and this is what she
As
says.
I'm speaking to these ladies, his girl comes up and says, well, what about Mojo Jojo? You're saying he's faithful. What about him? So I would like to take a poll. If you knew that your boss was unfaithful and at the company Christmas party, his wife asks you, what are you going to say? Are you going to tell her the truth, or are you going to say, yeah, he's absolutely faithful. He's just like the rest of them. He's doing good. Well, if your answer was not the latter one, because mine was, I looked at her right in her face and I was like, he is faithful. Yeah, he really loves you. I didn't know what else to say. I did not want to lose my job. I was put in a very awkward situation. He didn't even have a type. Some wheelchair, little hand. I'm not trying to be rude. It didn't matter. It didn't matter the disability. Not to say anybody was like not able to function. I don't think he took advantage of anyone. They were able, but the disabled, they're able.
Yo, he said disability, little hand, like he was just effing everything on the road. And I've seen a few of her episodes and I'm like, wow. So you got to think about this. You really got to think about this. Why is this self-help industry is like a $13.2 billion industry and is growing. These men ain't just talking though. They are cashing in because they found the formula. Look, Derek Jackson, he cheated on his wife repeatedly. He preached accountability while he was dodging his own accountability. He had thousands of women believing he was different, only to be exactly the same way that he warned women about. And then you got Ace Metaphor, and he's doing this. He built his whole empire, a multi-million-dollar empire off of giving women dating advice. Yet he was screwing everybody on the road. People with small hands. So is this about helping women, or is this about making money off their trauma? You got to think about this. When you think about the self-help industry, just like churches, you do have pulpit pimps, right? Most of the 80% of the people who are in churches are what? They're women. I go to tons of conferences. Women are always, when people, because I help Black women, right? So I have the Net 7 collective where I am working with Black women. Women invest in their own self-improvement, their own self-development. Men always ask me, yo, you got something going for men too? Well, men won't pay for their own self-development. Men don't invest in themselves in the way that women do. So this is a $13.2 billion industry, and women are the ones who are really paying for this advice. Women are always trying to improve themselves. But are we too quick to put these men on a pedestal? And why do people still follow them after they've been exposed? Look at Derek Jackson, that video I just showed you. He had over 400,000 views. So here's what the real conversation that we need to have. Why are people looking for relation advice from strangers online? Why are we more focused on influencers than real life examples of what healthy relationships look like? You got to ask that question. Are we outsourcing our own personal growth to people who are just playing a role? Because, I don't know if Dr. Umar, like, do you throw out the baby with the bathwater? Do you not take advice? Do you shoot the messenger? Do you throw out the messenger because of the message? At the end of the day, you guys, there's nobody that is your relationship savior. You have to do the work to heal, grow, and recognize real love when you see it. And instead of following these so-called gurus, why aren't we looking at healthy and successful Black couples who've been doing the work for decades? So you got to think about this. Studies show that, let me see, I think I have marriage in the Black community have dropped by 30% since the 1960s. And a big reason is that we no longer have strong relationship models to follow. Where are our strong relationship models? So we got to think about this. Instead of blindly following these internet personalities, we need to do our own healing before getting into relationships. We got to stop expecting social media to teach us how to love. And we have to recognize that just because somebody can talk well, because it's a whole lot of people, I'm telling you, it's people out there that got a cold mouth game, but aren't living in alignment with the things that they say. So take the good advice, but you really need to look in real life, right? Because you got to look at these situations. I know even for me, like I'm, after I got divorced and I'm starting to, just rediscover and discover myself and what I like and what I don't like. And I'm listening to these people and they're like, men are this way and men are that way. And so I'm like, dang, so I had it all wrong because I don't know. Because, for me, it's like I'm going back to high school because my dating experience is so limited that I go back to, I was with the person I was with since I was in high school. So then that means I don't have a whole lot of experience. And so I'm like, okay, so I'm listening to this person. Well, who's right? Because they're all saying very different things. All men are like this. This is what men want. This is how they need to feel. Instead of looking at those people, we need to see what examples of true relationship. And it's not always pretty. For me, for example, I kind of like, okay, I want to, buy this time. I want to have this person and I want to do this. Like, and I was planning it all out like a goal. All right. So, by this date, I want to make X amount of money and I want to do this. That's what I did. Like when I became single, it was like, okay, these are the things I want to do. But I'm so damn wishy-washy, y'all. I just be changing my mind. I like, by March, I think I want a man. Then March comes, I'm like, yeah, no, I want a Tuesday. What's a Tuesday contest? That's just somebody I want to hang out with on Tuesday. I don't want nothing more than a Tuesday. I just want a Tuesday. That's kind of where I'm hanging out now. I just want a Tuesday because I don't got time for a whole full-blown relationship. I don't got time to be talking and texting. Like, send me a meme during the week and we can say, ha, 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 check in. Maybe we'll go to a concert on a Saturday. I could do Tuesday. That's it. So, everybody's relationships are different. And what we really have to do is we got to look internally within us, but we shouldn't be looking at people on the internet to teach us and to tell us what we should be doing as Black people and how we should be loving, because everybody is different. Every situation is different. Now, I have learned a lot from a lot of these videos, especially with narcissism and what that is, because that's a new word. And they're saying Derek Jackson is actually a narcissist. Oh, somebody even in the comments said Dr. Umar is actually a narcissist. Ace Metaphor, they're saying he's a narcissist. And narcissists have these traits of what they do. And when you read about what they are, you're like, but is this really narcissist? Is this just something that, is this narcissism? Is this something that people have made up? Is this how men act? I don't know. And then I was talking to a friend, and he was telling me, we were talking about men, women relationships and all that. And he told me something that I was just like, this is crazy. He said, I don't know. This is a married man. He said, I don't know many desirable men who are faithful. He was like, I really don't know any desirable men that are faithful. I'm like, what? No desirable men who are desired by many women who are faithful to one. What? So, I don't believe that that's true. Again, that's another broad stroke, right? But I do believe that there are some men who are really true. Like, I look at my father. My father is a great example of what a man is supposed to be. My dad is like the best guy ever, the best male ever. He's not perfect, but I know that there are men out there who can be faithful, who could take care of one woman. And so, I do believe that's available. It's just like with anything, though. It's just like with anything. It's just like, you have goals. And you can have whatever it is that you desire, you want. You just have to believe that it can happen. I believe that. And so when people, like last week, when somebody said, that's why you ain't got no man, that's not the measure of success is having a man or not having a man. Guess what I do got? Peace. Yeah. So, everything, to each his own. Going back to Dr. Umar, again, I don't think that you should throw out the message because the messenger is faulty. And when you look at the Bible, God was able to speak through a jackass to get his message across. And so the message is still good. The message is still sound that Dr. Umar preaches. I'm not even mad at it. Now, people talk about his school. Is he really a doctor? He has receipts that he's a doctor. And somebody in the comments said, well, if he's a doctor, where's his office? You don't need an office to have. I have many friends who have doctorates that have no offices. Just because you have a doctorate doesn't mean that you have to be a practicing physician. That's not what all doctorates do. So I'm not going to take anything away from his credentials or what he has to say. But it is disappointing when you have such power and you have such, he says it with so much conviction that it's not in alignment. Now, some of you are saying that this was a money grab for the daughter and that she's just trying to monetize, perhaps. But if she had nothing to monetize, if he was in her life, she would have anything to monetize, right? If he was doing everything he was supposed to do as a father, because I know that my kids ain't gonna get online and say nothing negative about me being a horrible mother. Guess why? Because I'm not. So there's nothing that they can say to make up or do as far as me being their mother, because we have a good relationship. When you have a good relationship with your kids, they just not gonna get on here and make shit up unless they are truly mentally ill, possibly. And that's a very strong possibility. But that's the reason why, you know, the marriage percentages are where they are. But at the end of the day, you know, the conversation I wanted to have was not supposed to be divisive. It was just really supposed to be, I wanted it to be thought provoking, because as Black people, we do need to come together. We do need to be building and not tearing down. And like someone said in the comments, people have been waiting on the great fall of Dr. Umar because of the things he says, because of how he speaks out. And I'm still in alignment with a lot of the things he says, because a lot of the things he says are true on both ends. So we have to take responsibility. We, like, if you're so caught up with hating him because of whatever, because you don't think he's a doctor or he doesn't have his school, it doesn't take away from the great things that he does say. So we got to look at within ourselves. We got to be building ourselves. I want to tell you, because I was supposed to go a long time ago, about 20 minutes ago. I wanted to tell you about the Grow Your Money Club. And then I have some other stuff getting ready to come up that I'm going to be doing some free training on. So I want to tell you about that in a minute. So, have you joined the Grow Your Money Club yet? If not, why not? The Grow Your Money Club is a comprehensive program designed to take you through the complete wealth building journey. We don't just offer random courses, we guide you along a clear path, starting with fixing your credit and becoming a certified credit expert, to building your business, increasing your cash flow, diversifying your portfolio, and ultimately letting your money work for you. With over 30 trainings designed to increase your net worth, you get to either purchase the trainings individually or go through the 12-month roadmap. Here are just a few of the courses. From campus to cash flows, this is teaching your children to become real estate investors. The wealth map training shows you how to eliminate your debt, increase your credit, and diversify your revenue streams. You can learn to write your book using ChatGPT. Learn how to build your online community. What about 8 ways to make money using AI? Oh, and here's 7 online revenue streams to fund your $1 million dream. How about learning how to purchase tax deeds or land banks? What about getting started in government contracting? If you're a rookie, the Real Estate for Rookies training has everything you need. The Business Blueprint training will help you build your business foundation, get business credit, get business funding, and learn how to pay yourself so that you can scale your business to the next level. Or perhaps you want to create jaw-dropping video content using CapCut, Midjourney, and ChatGPT. There are so many trainings and master classes within the Grow Your Money Club, and I also drop 1 new training per month. You do not want to miss out on this opportunity to invest in yourself, because guess what? You are your biggest commodity. You are your biggest investment. Join the Grow Your Money Club today. So listen, I did a great training last week. Hopefully, well, a lot of you attended. So thank you for attending. I did a great training last Friday on how to start investing in stock with Acorns. The reason why I put that training together is because, you know, I always talk about investing, diversifying your portfolio, but many of you don't even know how to start investing. And that's what I realized. It's kind of like my kids when I was like, yo, clean the kitchen, do this, do that. And then they did it wrong. And it's like, mommy, you never taught us how to do cleaning, you know, put this to load the dishwasher. Like, why are you loading the dishwasher like this? Right. So I had to step back and say, okay, I'm encouraging all of them to invest and do all of these things, but I'm not showing them how to do it. So that's why I have the Grow Your Money Club, is because everything that I've done, I built a great multi-million-dollar real estate business. I built the largest Black-owned real estate firm in California. I invest in stock. I have cannabis dispensary. I have several books, which are behind me. I coach Black women. I've had commercial buildings and Airbnbs and rental properties. And so the things that I have inside the Grow Your Money Club are the things that I teach other people to do. And so the Robinhood for Beginners training was really to help give you an introduction to how to start investing in Robinhood. And so then that's now. So for those who weren't on live, you missed it, because that actually is a training that I charge $97 for. At least, you know, it's valued at $97. It's an hour-and-a-half long training. But I gave it to you guys for free. So you guys, if y'all want to get this free game when I'm giving it live, and then you have the option to do Q&As with me. Also, if you are live, you guys better sign up for these trainings, and not only sign up because I think 300 of you guys signed up. I think we had about 150 people that were on live with me, which was great. But y'all better get in. Y'all better get in where you fit in and get this free game. And if you missed it, you can go inside the Grow Your Money Club. I'm going to do, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this after. I'm going to do a 7-day free trial so that you can actually get in there and see. There's over 30 trainings in there so that you can get in there, explore a little bit. But after 7 days, you got to shit or get out the pot. So give me about 15 minutes after we get off, and I'm going to set it up to where you can get 7-day free trial. And then, but then you can get access to the training so that you can kind of see what's inside the Grow Your Money Club. We'll do that. I just thought of that right now. So we'll do that. And, but you definitely want to get inside the Grow Your Money Club ASAP. The other thing, this Saturday, y'all. Now I'm teaching a 2-day immersive training. It's called Bring Your Idea to Life. Okay. So one of the things that I do with my Black women, with Black women with the Net 7 Collective, is I help them go take their idea and turn it into an actual business, a monetizable business. So we go from your ideation to manifestation to monetization. What does that mean? We take your idea and we manifest it into an actual business. And then we take that business and we manifest, or we take it and we start showing, I show you how to make money from it. So this is a two-day training. Okay. This training is $997, 2 days, 10 hours with me, where I'm helping you one-on-one inside of a group setting all day on Saturday, this Sunday. However, if you use this code, this BBS code, it's only $397. Now, there is a limit to the amount of people that I want in here because I want to be able to help you personally. So if I have too many people in here, I'm not going to be able to help the people that are inside the training. And I have a few spots available inside this training that's going to happen 2 days, this Saturday and Sunday. Okay, so right now I have this coupon is 60% off. This is a $997 training for $397. So if you want to be in here, I think I have 3 spots available for this Saturday, this 2-day immersive training. We're going to take your idea, we're going to bring it to life, and I'm going to show you how to monetize it. Okay. And you also get 3 months free of the Grow Your Money Club also, as well as that. So if you're interested in that, I got a few spots available. That's happening this Saturday. It's going to be from 10 to 1. And so when you come on Saturday, have your pen, your pad, your idea ready, and we're going to get to work. Okay. So I don't believe in letting no grass grow under my feet. And so that's what this is for. And this is the reason why I come here every day, to give you a little bit of game, a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of something that's going to enhance your life. I don't get on here just to talk. I get on here to help. So that's what I do. All right. So I wanted to tell you about those 2 things that we have going on and we have coming up. And I do this, y'all. I do this for you. So the Grow Your Money Club. Oh, so I also want to tell you, I'm going to do, last time when we was inside the training, I was like, yeah, I'm doing Acorn training. And then somebody was like, so when are you doing Acorn training, Constance? And I was like, I was just kind of talking, but I'm going to do I'm going to do a training, and it's not going to be, so this is not this week. That's another thing. I think I'm going to do a training I'm going to do a free training every other week. So if you don't get it live, then it'll be inside the Grow Your Money Club. Okay. So I'm going to do it. So in the Grow Your Money Club, you're going to have master classes like I'm going to be doing every other week. And then you also have trainings with modules, with homework to get certified in. So inside the Grow Your Money Club, you have the credit repair masterclass, right? That is a training with modules and homework and quizzes, but it is designed to help you to become a credit expert. So when you finish this training, you are certified. You are a certified credit expert. And not only can you help yourself, because 98% of people who learn credit health, they end up having great credit for a lifetime. 88% of people who use credit repair programs to repair their credit, they end up getting back in credit repair trouble again. But here's the other thing. After you finish the credit piece, the credit phase inside the Grow Your Money Club, and you become a certified credit expert, I also will give you an opportunity to where you can have a business repairing other people's credit using AI. So not only are you getting the skill set where you're learning how to repair a business, but now you have a business, which is also going to generate revenue for you. so that you can have some side money. Like it's a whole system inside the Grow Your Money Club where I'm really helping you, intentionally helping you to be able to go from employee to investor. Okay. That is extremely important. You don't want to just be working and surviving. You want to actually be thriving. So when you finish the Grow Your Money Club, you should, whatever money you invested in yourself to take these trainings, you should see a actual monetary return on your investment by the things that you learn and you implement as a result. Okay. So I have the Bring Your Life to Training program too. Look at my phone is ringing and it ain't showing nothing. How am I going to survive the next few days without this phone? Anyway, so I have that, the Grow Your Money Club. And then we also have the Net 7 Collective, you guys. So the Net 7 Collective is a training, is a cohort for women, which I absolutely love. It's one of my most favoriteest things that I do in the whole entire world. And some of the people who have come out of here, I mean, it's been amazing. I have so many testimonials, and I actually have so many testimonials of women who are out there killing. They are making money. They have changed their life. They are just, it's my passion project. It's, out of everything I do, I love it the most. I still have Catalyst Real Estate Professionals where we're helping people buy and sell homes. Have my mortgage company where I'm helping people refinance and all that stuff. But the Net 7 Collective, that is my passion right now. And I believe that is my purpose right now, helping Black women being able to be in a position to close the wealth gap. And this is where you work with me one-on-one with a group of women from all over the country. And we have some of everybody. You have real estate professionals, you have people who are speakers and trainers, you have doctors, and you have lawyers, and you have scientists, and you have we have HR professionals, and we have administrative assistants, and we have April Sampay, who's an entertainer, and we have paralegals, and it's just an amazing group of women. And so, your network is your net worth. And so being in a room with people with resources, for example, my son last week said, Mom, if I don't get an internship, I'm joining the military. He said that to me last week, and I was like, no. So I asked the ladies inside the Net 7 Collective, I was like, hey, does anybody know of any internships? Because, I cannot have my son going into the military. And I got so many freaking resources, so many, just by me putting that one thing in there. I don't know. My son has so many people to call today because they gave me so many resources. So it's the network. Your network is your net worth. And I created this network of beautiful Black women from all over the country. I think it's maybe 75 of us now that just do so many different things that not only want to better themselves, right? Because it's not just what they can give from the group, but it's also what they can give to the other women. And it's a group of service. It's a group of service, and synergy is so important. And so the Net 7 Collective, if you know a Black woman, or if you are a Black woman, let them know about it, because I'm still taking new members, because now it's a year-round cohort. And so I'm still taking new members, new women, and I'm teaching them different techniques and skills on how to take their idea, and not just their idea, but change their entire life. So it is a beautiful community. And then we just did a book. This is great. This book is an inspiring collection of stories from the ladies of the Net 7 Collective who've overcome adversity, broken generational cycles, and built wealth while uplifting their communities. I am so proud to be a part of such a powerful group of women who truly live by the principle, iron sharpens iron. Yeah, so that is the Net 7 Collective. And so Noel said, is everything you got just for, and I just said it, he must have just joined me. What's up, Noel? What's happening, big man? Noel's like 6'5". What's up? No, everything is not just for women, but tell your fiance she needs to join the Net 7 Collective. No, I just said I have the Bring Your Idea to Life, which is for men and women. That's this Saturday and this Sunday. And that is an all-day training. I also said that I have the Grow Your Money Club, which is for everybody. It's not just for women. It's for everybody. It's not just for Black people either. It's for everybody. If you want to learn, if you want to grow your money and not blow your money, the Grow Your Money Club is for you. And I also do one-on-one coaching Coaching with Constance. That's just me and you coaching, and and all the things that I teach, I do it in a one-on-one. Now that is $500 an hour. So if you want to coach with me, I do have a coaching section on my website where you can schedule your coaching call, and $500 is actually extremely low. But if you want to work with me one-on-one, I have coaching. All right. Joe, my book, it's coming. Yep. You got a signed book. Yep. And if you want a book, look, got the Unbreakable book and all the rest of my books. But that's it, y'all. That's it. Let me see. Am I missing anything? I see all of your comments on here, and I'm so grateful for all of you guys that always join me every single day. Yeah, Dr. Vibe, I can come on your show and do an interview. I would love to. Yeah, I would love to. Just hit me up, DM me. My phone ain't working, so I have no phone for the next couple of days. But send me a DM, and I mean, you don't know my number anyway. But send me a DM. You can go into I Am Constance Carter on Facebook, Instagram, and just shoot me a DM, and we'll talk about it. And I would love to have you on here too. But I think that's it. Tomorrow, am I missing something? Am I missing something? Huh? So let me just give you my final thoughts. Here's what I want to leave you with, guys. Stop falling for the okie doke. Stop falling for the performance. Question the resource before you accept the advice. And most importantly, do the work on you before you go looking for answers from a guru. Okay? So let's talk about it. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Does Dr. Umar being a deadbeat father discredit his message? Why do people keep falling for the fake relationship gurus? I'm not saying he's fake. And what is the biggest lesson that we all can learn from this? And if you are serious about building your own wealth and your financial freedom, tap in with me. Go to the Grow Your Money Club, and we can definitely make that happen for you. Don't forget. Oh yeah. Thank you, Jahari. Ask Constance. Okay. So also, if you have a question that you want me to answer live here. What's up? It's your girl Constance Carter, and we're gonna add a new segment. It's called Ask Constance. Now, this is nothing new because I've done Ask Constance in the past. It's where people shoot me a DM and they'll ask me certain questions. We're gonna take a segment of the show and just answer questions. Or you can shoot me a DM. Go ahead and make sure you follow me everywhere at I Am Constance Carter. Shoot me a DM and ask me a question. This could be a question about anything. It could be about real estate, credit, wealth building, marriage, love, sex, whatever you want. It could be a strawberry letter. It could be a Dear John or a Dear Abby letter. Whatever you want, anything that you want to bring and you want to ask, we're going to have a segment just for your questions. Hey, so if you have a question, you can shoot me a DM, and I'm glad to answer it on live on the show. The other thing I wanted to tell you, I want to answer Sophia's question. She said, "Do I need to upgrade my Keeping Score book?" Yes, I updated Keeping Score about 5 months ago. It does not look like this. So if you have this Keeping Score, it is a great book. It has changed many lives. You can look at the reviews. It says people said this book has changed my life. I wish I had, I need to order some more, but I'm trying to get rid of those. But if you don't have the new Keeping Score, there are updates, definitely. And it is even doper than it was before. So yeah, you need to upgrade your book, Keeping Score. It's on Amazon. It's available on Amazon. And while you're there, go get all my other books too. Okay. Y'all, I love you. See me tomorrow. I'll be here, same time, same bat channel as always. I sure appreciate you, and I appreciate you rocking with me every single day in the way that you do. All right. I'm going to see y'all later. Where is my outro? Oh my God. I don't even know.